Let me go across to the guests who are joining us. PKD Nambiar is a political analyst. Nagaraju Yadav is Karnataka Congress spokesperson. Gokul Chandran is a political analyst as well. Maulana Masoodul Hassan Kazmi, Islamic scholar, is also joining us. Varun Sen is also a journalist and analyst joining us on the show. PKD Nambiar, has the BJP made an utter mess of this situation? You know, because they said what they said on Nupur Sharma, the government said what it said on Nupur Sharma, and I think the expectation was that inflamed passions will be assuaged, that things will calm down, that common sense will prevail, that better sense will prevail. It looks like they calculated it wrong, because what many also pointed out was that you've actually given a handle to fanatics to take law into their hands because of this issue.
Well, Shivani, it is not this way. It is not only just the government or the BJP. For that matter, every citizen, every peace-loving citizen is shocked. Because one after another, maybe the government and the BJP may have taken whatever stand they wanted to. In the case of Nupur Sharma, thinking that, yes, there should not be any kind of crisis related to communal clashes in the country.
Yes.
But on the contrary, what you are seeing is that such kind of an intolerance. And this is happening if you really look at from the Malabar belt. And I believe in one of your show we had discussed about what's happening on the Malabar belt from the Malappuram and till to the Goan coast. How there is a complete transformation of demographic changes. The food habits have been changing and so on and so forth. So it's like just waiting for some kind of things to happen. And the PFI and SDPI is becoming more and more powerful, and they are in a level. I don't know. You remember about a year ago, there was some kind of big communal clash was supposed to happen in the Mangalore area, but only because of the police took strong action, they could contain. So I think the danger what we need to discuss
those dangers have always existed. PKD, I'll just interrupt you for a brief minute, because those dangers have always existed, and I am certainly not part of the cabal that tries to project that, you know, there are no issues and no religious communal issues in India. We have always had those issues. We've been partitioned on those issues. So it's foolish to deny those realities, especially when you move out of central Delhi or elite colonies and classes. I'm a firm believer we need to address those issues. That's precisely what my question was.
Shivani,
you know, this outrage over Nupur Sharma comment, the government virtually, validated it. Look at what the judiciary did on Nupur Sharma. It validated the anger over Nupur Sharma's comments. And then should we be surprised that these killings are happening, that people are feeling emboldened?
Well, I have always maintained this, that the comment, whether it is from the Supreme Court, by the action by the so-called parties and etc. I think that if a nation or if the people of one particular community is such a intolerant towards one comment, and they can brutally kill one after another, that means these governments of this country, whether it is irrespective of state or the central governments, irrespective of the political color of the state government, they all need to realize this. The fake narrative of secularism is just becoming just in a paper, or just to speak on television debates, on in the public meetings. But then the truth is that the intolerance of this society is becoming more and more challenging. And one after another, if it is killing, these kind of killings are happening, I think the topmost people needs to be answering to the society.
Yeah, we cannot be burying our heads in the sand. It's happening. And as I mentioned, Shivani, it could be anybody's post tomorrow that could be taken such an umbrage upon that, you know, radicals and fanatics could justify your murder on the basis of that. I mean, who is not guilty of posting an angry post? That's exactly what the medium of social media is, to vent, to outrage. But we don't expect people being murdered for that.
That is precisely the challenge is that if you put a post and if you question, or even whether it is a truth or not, is it a fake or anything, that there is a judicial system in this country. But if you put a post which may not be liked by another person or another community, that can cause a death to your life, your own life.
Yeah, and who's responsible for that? Somebody has to raise their hands and say, okay, we are not going to allow this.
I am coming to that. The responsibility lies with the people who still support such kind of forces, whether it is a PFI or an SDPI. On multiple TV channels, you will always find there are sympathizers for those those forces.
Okay. On that note, let me take that question to Nagaraju Yadav of the Congress Party joining. Leave it at that. Differing views on this issue. I do thank all of you for joining us and participating.